Hi, welcome to Brush with Art. Today I'm going to do a seascape painting, but I'm only going to use one colour, just the one colour today. So I'm going to demonstrate how that one colour can fill the page in so many different tonal contrasts. Let's have a go. It's really easy as well. Okay, so on today's video I'm going to do a painting, a very simple painting, but just using the one colour. That one colour is going to be a blue, and I'm going to be painting a seascape, and obviously using a technique that we've used before, wet on wet for the sky, bit of cloud. I've already drawn the horizon line in just to give me the line of where I want the sea to start and the sky to end. So I'm going to start by one colour, and I'm going to be mixing just an ultramarine blue. So let's give it a whirl. So I'm going to mix my blue first, and I want a nice dark blue to start off my sky, and as we go down to the horizon, just going to lighten it up a little bit. So obviously I'm going to need my wet on wet technique. We looked at this before. Just really wet the paper before you do anything else. Just get as much water as you possibly can on there. As I go down to the horizon line, I'm not going to take the water line all the way down to that pencil mark. I'm just going to stop it slightly short. Right, here we go. So plenty of blue, so just using the one colour. It's going to go in from the top. Just let it run down. I love that colour. It's really gorgeous. Really gorgeous. Okay. And obviously as you're going down to the horizon, using a little bit more water. Just going to darken it up a little bit at the top, but just dropping it down. I'm not using any other colour, remember, apart from that blue. Now, I'm going to add some cloud in a minute, so I do want to make it a little bit darker, just so I can emphasise the clouds. Okay, just going to now tidy up that horizon line. Right, now while it's wet, I'm going to use a bit of tissue, and I'm going to start putting my clouds in. So I want a little bit of cloud here, just wispy cloud, just a wispy cloud there to start off with, and then just as we go a little bit lower, look at that, lovely, lovely distant cloud. Now because we've got quite a lot of dark blue in there, it's really taking, what the tissue's doing is just taking the paint away and just leaving just those nice little marks of white, puffy white in the background. So just take those away. And there, straight away, it's giving me my cloud. Remember, still just the one colour. Just going to go a little bit higher here. So, across the sky. I'm liking that. That's all I'm going to do. Oh, go on, and I might just put another cloud in there. Just go on, might as well. Excellent. Right, and I'm going to let that dry off. Okay, so that's nice and dry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start painting the sea. Now with the sea, I want it to be dark on the horizon line, again to emphasise the distance, and also just to separate the sky and the sea. As you can see, I'm using the same flathead brush that I always do, just one brush. I will be using a smaller brush in a minute. It's amazing what you can do with just that one brush. I would recommend these brushes. They are really, really good. If you are interested in these brushes, then just check on the link below the video. I'm going to put a wet on wet again. Just mix my colour, mix my blue, just so you can see what I'm doing here. Just mixing that one colour blue, that's all. Right, so as with the sky, we want it to start darker, blending down to a lighter colour as it comes to the forefront of the picture. Right, so let's just wet the paper again. Don't worry if you go slightly over that horizon line, we can tidy that up afterwards. Just going to get some water on here. Right, let's crack on with that blue again. So mix a nice darkish blue. The beauty of using one colour is it gets you used to working with the gradient of the blue. Look at that. Oh, that's lovely. Now, it's a bit light at the moment. We're going to darken it up. So, if you can, try and get that brush as straight as you can on the horizon. It's just good practice. Just to go slow. Don't have to rush it. Now, I'm literally just going to put that. I've just put the brush straight into that half palette of paint, just to get the really dark blue. Now, as you can see, it's a nice wash going on here. Now, it might not seem straight to you in the picture, but that is because the paper is starting to crinkle slightly, but I can assure you that is a straight line there. Now, while it's still wet, I'm going to take my slightly smaller brush here, and I'm just going to add some blue straight out the palette. Now, I want to try and keep a very straight line here. It's still wet on the water bit down here, but that's fine. So here we go. Now you see that's really dark, and that's what I want. Much darker colour. Okay. Just keep digging into it if you want to add a bit more water, but just dig it out of the palette straight away. Now what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to take a ruler. And I'm just going to straighten this up now. So, push the ruler down to make sure I know I'm getting that horizontal line. And I'm just going to hit that blue again and just run it across. Now this time I'm a bit more confident about my lines. As I said before, you may find, because the paper is now very wet, it does crinkle a bit, so it makes it look like it's not a straight line, but I can assure you it is. And there you have it. One painting using just one colour. One blue, two brushes. You have yourself a seascape. Now I'm not going to do any more to that because that just demonstrated what I want to get across. You can paint anything with one colour. Anything. Have a go. It's actually easier than you think. If you like the video, if you could subscribe, that would be fantastic. And please check in for more videos.